Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. This is my channel. Hi, welcome. I'm an artist for DC Comics. I have been for about 20 years. Worked for Marvel for about a year, a little more than a year. And before that, I worked at a company called Harris Comics on my own comic book called Cyberfrog. You can find details and information about all of those things right here on this channel. I do commentaries on my own books. That's one type of video I do. The other type of video I do are a how to draw video. And I call those kind of anyone can draw blank. So we choose a topic and we carefully and slowly go through it. We draw a picture together, or we learn a basic skill together. And those are great. We're going to combine a couple of things here. Recently, a few people said, hey, how can we get books signed by you? How can we get art by you? How can we get sketches by you? Especially since, as a new father, and I have an older son. I have an 18-year-old son. He's going to be 19, actually. He's out of the house. But Andrea and I just had another baby a couple years ago, and she is a handful. So we're not going to do too many conventions for a little while. I'm thinking 2 years. In the meantime, I am at home, and I am going to have to find a way to make sure that you guys can get signed books from me and sketches from me if you want. So what I did was I opened up an eBay page called Cyberfrog9. I'll have a link right down in the description. And we're slowly stocking up the eBay page with signed books that you can buy directly from us. And also we're trying to find a way to sell artwork, like make it kind of an experience that you can do from home. Like if you were going to meet me at a convention, you could come up to me and you could get a head sketch or a full figure convention sketch, like quick sketches, that I would do at a convention. And you can actually buy and order them through this eBay page. This way, I don't have to go anywhere. I mean, it'd be nice to meet you and shake your hand and stuff and all that, but you can still get the same stuff anyway. So that is open right now. I will have a link in the description. In the meantime, I put up this interesting idea. I have a bunch of blank metal trading cards. These are sketch cards. And I only have a limited amount. I'll show you. These are how many I have. Okay, so I think I have about 40 of them. And I put them up on my eBay. Basically, if you would like a Dark Knights metal card with a sketch of your choice, you can go order one. I think I'm asking for $100 right now for these cards. So they're a little bit pricey, but it takes a little chunk out of my day, as you're about to see. I've got 2 of them to do today, and I'm going to do them with you. We're going to actually do tutorials based on the request that the 2 people made for these cards. Okay? All right, very good. So the first one is one of my least favorite characters at DC. And I think I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this on another video where I said, somebody asked me, who's your least favorite DC character? And it took me a long time to think of a character at DC that I just didn't want to draw. And I finally just said Booster Gold. Because I don't dislike him. It's just I have no interest in drawing him. And then somebody kind of said, hey, I want you to do a card, and I want it to be Booster Gold. Now, are those 2 facts connected? I don't know. It's possible that this guy is a big Booster Gold fan. I think that might actually be likely. So we're going to try our best to really enjoy this. We're going to do a really good Booster Gold kind of head and shoulder shot. This is what we call a bust. If you go to a convention and you meet an artist, you could say, could I order a bust drawing, please? And that's what this is. So you get a head and shoulders. Sometimes you can get a hand, but most of the time it is just a head and shoulder shot. Now I'm just going to rough in where I want this head and shoulders to be. Now there's a temptation. Okay, when you're laying out a piece like this, you can do it any kind of way that you want. From a design sense, I really like to put the head over to the side and leave this space open. Okay? You can put the head right in the middle, and sometimes that's really effective. I think I might do that for the next one, in fact. But for this one, you've got this much space to work with. You're doing a head and shoulders, so you've got to think about what the composition is going to be. Booster Gold is a very, I don't know, I would say he's braggadocious. Is he a little bit silly? Maybe a little bit silly when he's with his buddy, Blue Beetle. All right, but I want to give him kind of rock star dignity here. I don't know why. That's just kind of how I see him. I'm working with a non-photo blue pencil, pencil lead. This is the same pencil I have been using, the same lead holder that I've been using since since I worked at Marvel. Same exact one. So you can see it's actually rusty. And it's funny. It's like people don't want to give up their pencils. This feels so comfortable in my hand. Like I'm so used to it. Just the way it's worn down the grain in here and everything. I'm so used to it. I have a brand new one that I bought when we did the Michaels video, and we went over there and bought the art supplies. Well, I actually did buy those art supplies. I have them in a drawer. Most of them. I haven't used them. I might give them away. That might be something to do a giveaway. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe how do people do giveaways, and for what reasons on YouTube? How do you choose someone? And be serious. Don't just go choose me. Simple as that. Let me know how to do that, because I always see people like, hey, if I reach 10,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. I wouldn't be opposed to doing kind of goal-oriented giveaways like that. But also, I wouldn't mind bestowing upon you some of these art supplies that I bought in that Michaels video, because I don't need them. I have plenty. I don't anticipate that my pencil will break anytime soon. Anyway, this is that lead holder. It's a Staedtler lead holder, and it's filled with non-photo blue pencil lead, which you have to buy separately. And people say, why? Why do you use non-photo blue? Well, because look how clean that is. Now, if I had done this kind of drawing with a regular lead pencil, I would risk smearing it as I ran my hand over it. And you have to do that. You're running it. Look at this wound on my knuckle. You get conscious about that kind of thing when you're doing these videos. You go, how are my nails? They look okay? My hand doesn't look too beat up. Okay, good. You're aware of what people are looking at. But so non-photo blue lead, it doesn't smear. And also, there's a great advantage. The contrast between the black ink that you put over the non-photo blue lead is so stark. It's really, really nice. You can see what still needs to be done. You can, you don't have to erase it and go, oh, I'm going to add some more stuff here. You can see what still needs to happen on the drawing. All right. And you can do as much scribbling as you want, and it doesn't photocopy. It just, you can photocopy it and you don't see any pencil lines whatsoever. The disadvantage is that you can't really erase it. That's a bad thing. All right, so the other day I went to Amazon.com and I ordered one of these. Actually, two of these. These are marvelous. I think these cost $50, okay? And for $50, okay, these are the pens that I use all the time. These are Copic multiliners. And isn't this cute? Like 30th anniversary of Copic. You can scan this and find out more about their 30th anniversary. Well, I've only been using Copic for about 10 years. So I've been with you that long, Copic. All right, so you can snap this. This is basically everything, every size pen that they make, from the 003 that I use traditionally to do small detail work like this. Look at this variety of sizes of nib, all the way to BS, which is brush. And boy, do I love these brushes. A lot of people make brush pens. Copic multiliner brushes are absolutely superior. Look at that tip. That you can do great things with that, especially if you're a manga artist. You can do terrific work with this. I use this to kind of mostly fill in small black areas. I find it convenient. I rarely use it to actually ink lines, but it stays sharp. All right, so boom, here we go. Should I turn on the light? Let's see if that makes a difference. Woof. Yeah, it's better for me. I think it'll be better for you too. All right, so let's start with hair. People are asking me all the time, can you do a tutorial about hair? Yeah, it's hard to just figure out what kind of what kind of hair you'd like to see. There's so many different kinds of hairstyles. All I can do is basically show you a way of thinking about it, and then you know, how to render it, shapes and things like that, and then you've got to take it from there. Unless you want me to do one video for every single kind of hairstyle that there is. Booster Gold has a bunch of different hairstyles. I'm looking at reference of him here on Google. It looks like the most recent kind of Booster Gold hairstyle, it looks like in the 80s he had this kind of like, you know, this little wave thing. I had this too in the 80s when I was a kid. But now it's more sticking up a little bit. So I think I'm going to do the more current version of that. Okay, so what do? First thing that we want to do is we want to kind of establish the direction that the hair is going. Okay, so I'm doing that with little lines here, and they're basically going doot, 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 like that. Okay, you got to keep in mind gravity. So hair is kind of starting at the root here. Everything's kind of connected, more or less coming together like this, and then gravity makes it kind of do a little arch like this. Okay, I mean, that's hair kind of falls downwards. So you have to keep that in mind. And then what you want to do is you want to see if there is a part. Now, because of the hairstyle that I've chosen to do, which is like this, he does have kind of a part, and it's buried in here a little bit on the side. It's not that big of a deal. And I don't even think, let me think. Nah, I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going to do a part. I'm just going to have it all kind of brushed back like this, okay? All right, so we just want to bear in mind the direction that the hair is going. And find where, oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely. The other thing is kind of define where the scalp begins and where the hair is rooted. All right. I hope this video wasn't too slow for you guys. You can hear Ava in there listening to Harry the Bunny. All right, you see? Can I get closer? Let me see if I need to get closer here. Oh, and it got real dim. That might be better, but can I get my pen in there? We'll make it work. All right, you see? I mean, these are the kind of shapes that you're making here. And remember that hair is kind of stacked on top of each other. So this is the first kind of row of hair, but behind it, there's more, isn't there? Okay. Now, overall, and I tell people to remember, let's see, the shapes for hair almost always are made up of little S shapes like this. This is just the way hair kind of is. For the most part, people with like a slight wave in their hair, but also it can get more severe. But they're all little S shapes, okay? So hair is kind of like a million of these. And then, you know, it could be another one of those if someone with long kind of hair, like Wonder Woman might have a million of these kind of interconnected S shapes, and then you do another one behind it, like so. You see? And then you build on it. As you get in between those strands of hair, they get darker because they're shadowed. You understand? Does this make sense? Those are shadows in between the hair that's sort of closest to us. It's all hair, but the hair underneath, we want to give it some dimension. So you see, it's just a continuing variation on these kind of S shapes, all right? And then we'll do another one here, and then like so. You just want to kind of keep maintaining these shapes, creating these shapes. And eventually, if you do enough of these, it'll look like hair. All right, let's get back to the drawing. You got to trust me on that. I don't know if that was effective or not. Being a teacher is something I have no training for. All right, so again, you're seeing the S shape happen here. We're following the directional lines that we put down for ourselves. I'm going to get my glasses on. Okay, much better. So constant fight in my head between looking younger and being able to see. You'll get there. You guys will get there. Unfortunately. All right. See. So basically, it's a question of creating the roots to his hair, which are darker. Not because he dyes his hair, necessarily. It's just hair seems to be darker at the roots for everyone. And now we're going to have hair, the edge of the hair, the shape of his hair, because it's going to kind of come over here. And we want to make this look as random and natural as possible. All right. This applies to everything, by the way. This isn't just, superhero drawing. As you're drawing cartoonish, things, you can simplify this. It's the same concept. You're drawing manga, same concept. These shapes are universal. Even if you're doing a very realistic portrait, these are, lessons that you can keep in mind. I mean, all comic book art is kind of trying to break down reality and what you see into simple lines and lights and darks. Okay? Let's see if we can get in here a little more. I would color this in. Let's do a little bit more roots. And then this also accomplishes the effect of giving the hair extra added dimension, because you see it goes down and under, and as it goes under it gets darker because this is a shadow. So now look at the shape. This actually seems to puff out right here, doesn't it? Isn't that cool? All right. Let's do this other side. I'm going to put another strand here. Maybe another one here. Maybe another one there. Let's finish that top off. We're drawing very, very small here on these trading cards. But just because it's small doesn't mean that we put less effort in. We are creating an image that hopefully will be pleasing to look at. Come in here, more roots. All right, so there's there's his hair. Unfortunately, he wears a mask that comes down here and covers his ears, so this is kind of like the hair that sticks out over top the mask. I would love to actually do a whole head of hair. We'll do that. We will do that again. Okay, so let's see what's next here with this guy. All right, so he's got this area, which is his mask, and then he's got kind of like these yellow sunglasses. Let me back up a little bit here. All right. I think there should be less distance. Everything is about measurements. Remember, drawing is about making these kind of subtle measurements. And people have said, should I use a ruler ever? No. Not necessarily. It has to be done in your head. It shouldn't be an exacting thing. You should train your eye to notice distances, relative distances. Okay? So let's get in here, and behind his sunglasses, he's going to have, of course, a nice pair of eyes. We want to bear in mind the distance between the eyes and the nose, okay? You don't want to make the nose too long. Then he'll look like me. This is precision work, ladies and gentlemen. I could have been a heart surgeon. Okay, a little lower eyelid there. Like that. Got it? Okay. good. He's got bigger, thicker eyebrows because he's male. I tend to give the men I draw thicker eyebrows. It's just more masculine. It makes their eyes just look darker. All right, I'll do it on the other side, like so. Keep that eyebrow close to the eye. He's not scowling, okay? He's smiling. Or he might even not be smiling. He might think he's just gonna have kind of maybe a little smirk. But in any case, if you raise the eyebrow, it'll give him a look of surprise. If you bring them in too close and arch them and everything, it'll make him look angry or determined. He's not. He's posing for a press photograph here. Let's give him a little kind of right under his eye there. These are smile lines. If you do that, if you do too much of that, you're going to age him, but you do want to give him just a little bit of a mark there. And then we'll kind of follow this line down without actually drawing it. All right. Unless we wanted to cast a big shadow. I don't think we do. We're going to put his nose in there just so we know where to rest his glasses. Okay, we're going to put a shadow here, a little shadow underneath his nose. Why not? This is called a nasal labial trough. This thing right here, in case you wanted to know. And then we're going to go ahead and just kind of start to indicate where his mouth is going to be. I'll just do that for now, I think. Got to be very careful. Drawing or inking is never, or it's very rarely, it's very much kind of, you know what I mean? So you just take your time, let things develop. Don't make major decisions all at once, because the drawing will look like you made major decisions all at once. If you do, you just want to make little additions, little tiny strokes. All right, so let's talk about where his glasses go. It looks like they sit right kind of mid-nose, right here. All right. And then they come down like so. And around like that. How do you like that? I think that's Booster Gold. That's what I think. I think we've struck Booster Gold. Come right on the other side. Oh, look at that. See that little error there? So let's clean that up. That is not perfect. But we can fix it just like that. Now it is perfect. All right, and we'll swoop across the top. Like so. I'm doubling down this line, and I'm going to try to make it look like there's a little bit of thickness or dimension to these glasses, like that. Okay, they're kind of thick. It doesn't look like they connect anywhere. They don't have like earpieces. They're just kind of sitting there on his face. All right. Like that. Now that we have the shape of his glasses down, we can do, should we do that? Let's wait, we'll do that. We'll do that last. Okay. I was going to say do the reflections in the glasses and make these look like glass, so his eyes are hiding behind glass. All right, so let's work on the mouth again. We want to have, let's see. Yeah, okay. Mostly straight, perked up at the corner. Like that, all right? And then we'll have the other side kind of straight across so that he's kind of smirking. Remember what I said, mouths are always just flattened out letter M's. Okay, so there's your M. A mouth is basically a flattened out letter M. I mean, that is the shape. In every case, You know, it's like you've got this. Now it can be different. You can, certainly for a woman, you can make it more pronounced like this, like, and then add the, look at that. I'm drawing while watching the screen. Okay, like this. That's a set of lips. Or, you could just, I mean, it could be really like tight kind of old man mouth like that. Like the lips have gone, A Sinestro's mouth is kind of like that, but it's always a flattened out M shape. All right, back to the card. Just like this, very flattened out M shape. Give him a little dimple. All right, so you could do a lower lip. However, all right, I'll give him a pretty substantial lower lip. Like the distance between the mouth, this is the part of the mouth that opens, and the lip is up to you. You can, it kind of depends on the kind of face that you're trying to create. But the distance here is, you could bring this up a little bit and make his mouth look more severe. It's a little bit more, all right. It's a little bit tougher and more masculine to have like less lips. I don't see Booster Gold as tougher and more masculine. He's not the Punisher. If I were drawing the Punisher, I would have almost no lower lip at all. It would just be all, kind of just this shape, and then a little shadow underneath here. The Punisher is a guy whose face is all muscle. I don't think that's Booster Gold. I think Booster Gold is a little bit softer, and so he has a slightly more pronounced kind of, or more full features than someone like Punisher would, or Batman. He's a pretty boy. That's a nice way of saying pretty boy. All right. So let's give him a chin. Even still, he's a superhero, so we do want to give him kind of a nice square jaw. Not literally a square jaw. I always think of just like the shape of a jug. See what I'm saying? There's this kind of chin that kind of right here. Yeah, that's good. Now this is his mask. All right, so I'm drawing a line here from here down to the line that we made for his jaw, like so. And then the rest of this is all dark blue mask. So we'll go ahead and draw that now. We'll find that line there. And we will assume that his ears are stuffed in there somewhere. And we'll draw that. And then we will come around, find his jaw, and then make a nice slanted line down there like that, okay? All right. All right, and there we go. So there's Booster Gold's mask. All right, so now, all right, we'll skip that. We will go down to, looks like Ava's cracking up in there. All right, I'll pause this for a second. I want to see them. Okay, I'm back. Sometimes you just have to go drop in on the family and see what they're doing. All right, so where were we? We're drawing his neck. Yeah. Let's have it come out a little bit more on this side. All right, so let's see, what has he got here? He has, oh, I like his collar. Like there are a bunch of different versions of him that I'm looking at. He's got a big kind of, almost like Elvis collar here. I gotta draw that. That would be in my version of him, without question. this back on. I'm telling you. I only use these glasses to, see my drawings at my desk and to find my desk. Let's do a nice shadow in here. So let's just draw the shape. So you see the shadow under the nose right here? You can tell that the sunshine is coming right down like this, so we know to follow this line here to find the other shadow that's going to be cast by his jaw. All right. And we're going to draw the collar like so. I don't know, the thing about drawing these characters is even the ones that I don't initially like very much, I get into it when I'm working on it. I mean, I don't know Booster Gold. You're not my friend yet, Booster Gold. I haven't really met you. So if I did, though, if I spent a little time drawing you and started to understand who you were and maybe added my own little touches to your design and your attitude, you would become my character. You'd become my friend. And then I would like Booster Gold. It's the same way with all of these characters. They're all really, really good. DC has a plethora of just wonderful, amazing characters. And they're all just kind of, they're all just waiting to be discovered. Especially when you are a fan and you're reading. If you don't know about these characters, I mean, they have long histories. Some of the greatest comic book creators that have ever lived probably worked on the character that you're thinking about. And it's all there for you to discover and collect. All right, let's do. So obviously, if this is casting a shadow, this is casting a shadow, this is going to cast a shadow, isn't it? And a much bigger one. Much bigger shadow. Because it's just that's so deep, All right. His neck. Should I do this like dark? I think so. All right, let's just start filling in the top area here. So the light source is there. We're going to draw a line there. And we're going to do that. I think this side should be almost completely black. Maybe I'll put a little highlight right there. Let's get a nice brush pen. This one isn't new. This one's a little bit raggy. I should take out the new one. That would be more fun to watch. Let's get the new one out of this case. I mean, these things are rock and roll when they're brand new. Look at that. Okay, let's get in here. And then let's go right under here. Okay, cool. And then we'll go ahead and we'll black out this shadow as well. Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to do some more detail work. It could be done. I mean, you could walk away from here, but we don't want to do that. We want to work on making this part of the suit look shiny, because I believe it is metallic. So we are going to think about the lines that make up, I guess, his chest area here, and we're going to make them deep pockets that collect shadow. Okay, that's the first thing that we're going to do. Collect kind of just This is a long video. Sorry. Somebody said that they don't like it when I speed up the actual like drawing videos all the time. So we'll do one real time, and I don't know. You guys let me know. I mean, if you want me to in the future speed up some of these things. I mean, I can go either way, or I can just alternate back and forth. I'll put a little. These are pull outs, okay. Their purpose is to graduate black to white. So now it looks like it fades to white rather than just harsh, stark white, like black to white. In some cases, you want that. You don't, you want it to be black to white. And other times, it's just, it kind of blurs a little bit. And that's a determination that you need to make. All right. Let's make this shiny. So we have a thick line, we have kind of a wobbly, thinner line, and then we're going to have another wobbly, even thinner line there. And those lines together end up making a kind of texture that looks like metal, looks like smooth metal. And then maybe we do kind of a highlight right here. I'm going to thicken up this line. Things become clear to you as you draw. I mean, you'll see things that need to be done, that need to be corrected or need to be underscored. And these are determinations that you make along the way as you refine the drawing. Okay. I'm going to get in here now, and we're going to talk about making these look like they are glass. All right, I'm going to put a kind of silhouette, or not silhouette, reflection right here. This is the easiest way to do that. All right, and then one up here. These kind of reflective circular shapes. I might get in here now and put a little bit of shadow. These glasses are clear, or they're transparent, so we can actually see the thickness of them in the design, like behind them. You'd actually be able to see like the other side of the edge of the glasses there. All right. Okay, good. So that's good. I'm happy with that. We're going to draw a little bit of a shadow underneath the glasses. Right here, just a little one. They don't stand that far off the face. They're not so far off the face the way this collar is so far off of the shoulder. That casts a bigger shadow. All right, so let me see if there's anything else I want to noodle. I think it's pretty good. All right, so there's Booster Gold, and I think from here we're going to draw his little friend, Skeets. And we'll put Skeets right up here. Okay, let's see. Okay, hang on. Okay, all right, let's get back to this. Keep having to take a little break every now and then. And we'll draw a nice little oval in here. I'll just freehand this. And then I think this little area right in here is black. Just like that. Boom. What should we do now? Should we add anything? I'll just put some streaks back here. Just give it a slight background. And you should practice doing this, by the way. I mean, just practice kind of making streaks that are parallel. Be able to just create strokes like that easily and without too much effort. Cool. All right, looks like we're done. Oh, we gotta sign it. Bingo, all done. I hope you enjoyed that. Hey, if you tried this yourself, I'd love to see the results. You can email them to me, and I will send you back a response. Thank you very much for watching. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. We're going to do another one. I got to do a Batman one next. If you would like to order a card yourself, the link to my eBay page will be in the description, and I don't know, we might draw yours live too. All right, have a great day.